She reported my closed driveway to the HOA. Didn't know I don't belong to it at all. The sun was dipping below the rooftops of Maple Grove, painting the cul-de-sac in hues of amber, when Karen stormed up my driveway. Her heels clicked like gunfire, her clipboard clutched like a weapon. I was unloading groceries from my truck, the tailgate creaking under the weight of my week's supplies, when her voice sliced through the evening calm. "You can't block your driveway like that. It's against HOA rules," she barked, pointing at the orange cones I'd set up to keep nosy neighbors from parking in my space. I straightened, wiping sweat from my brow, and met her glare. "Karen, I've told you before I'm not in your HOA." Her lips curled into a smug smile, as if she'd caught me in a lie. "We'll see about that," she said, scribbling furiously on her clipboard before spinning on her heel and marching off. I'd moved to Maple Grove 6 months ago, drawn by the quiet streets and the promise of a fresh start after my divorce. My house, a modest rancher, sat on a lot just outside the HOA's jurisdiction, a fact I'd confirmed with the county before buying. But Karen, the self-appointed queen of compliance, didn't care for facts. She'd been hounding me since day one. My lawn was too long, my trash cans too visible, my truck too unsightly. I ignored her, figuring she'd tire out. I was wrong. The next morning, a letter arrived from the HOA demanding I remove the cones or face a $500 fine. I laughed, tossing it in the recycling bin. But by noon, a tow truck rumbled up, its driver waving a work order with Karen's name scrawled across it. I jogged outside, heart pounding. "Hold up. This is my property," I shouted. The driver, a burly guy named Mike, shrugged. "Lady said you're violating code." "I just follow orders." I showed him my deed, the county map, everything. He scratched his head, muttered an apology, and drove off. That's when I saw Karen watching from her porch, her phone already to her ear. The feud escalated fast. Karen rallied her HOA cronies, who started leaving passive-aggressive notes on my windshield. "Respect the community," one read. I found my cones slashed, my mailbox stuffed with fake violation notices. I stayed calm until the day I came home to find my driveway spray-painted with HOA property in neon orange. That was the line. I marched to Karen's house, fists clenched, ready to end this. But before I could knock, a voice called out, "Hey man, don't do it." It was Ed, the quiet retiree next door, holding a rake like a peace offering. "She's not worth the trouble," he said, his eyes weary. I didn't know Ed well, but something in his tone made me pause. "She did this to my sister," he added softly. "Drove her out of her home over a fence dispute. Karen doesn't stop." Ed's words hit like a punch. This wasn't just about might, was a pattern. I went home, dug through public records, and found a goldmine. Karen had been sued twice for harassment by former neighbors, though both cases settled out of court. I also learned her husband, a county clerk, had been quietly pulling strings to shield her. Armed with this, I called a neighborhood meeting, inviting everyone but Karen. To my shock, 20 people showed up, each with their own Karen horror story. We formed a plan, not revenge, but justice. The next day, Karen called another HOA meeting, expecting to parade her victory over me. Instead, I walked in with Ed and a lawyer friend, who presented our evidence. My non-HOA status, Karen's harassment history, and her husband's conflicts of interest. The room went silent. Karen's face drained of color as neighbors whispered. Then Ed stood up, trembling, and dropped the bombshell. His sister hadn't just left town, she'd taken her life after Karen's relentless bullying. A gasp rippled through the crowd. Karen stammered, tried to deflect, but the damage was done. The HOA board suspended her, and the county launched an ethics probe into her husband. I thought I'd feel vindicated, but as I watched Karen slink out, her clipboard abandoned, I felt only sorrow. She'd built a kingdom on control, but it crumbled under the weight of her own cruelty. My driveway was mine again, but Ed's haunted eyes lingered in my mind. Some battles leave no winners. What do you think? Where's the line between community rules and personal freedom? Share your thoughts.